My family were not, or are not, a very religious family. There's no churchgoers. There's no discussion really of religion at any time in the family. So they thought that perhaps Islam is just a stage you're going through, and you'll grow out of it, and we'll just see what happens. So that's how the family reacted. There was no hostility, and there was no encouragement to pursue it further. It was just a neutral reaction, saying that, well, you do what you want to do, but don't expect us to follow. No, they haven't accepted it. We're taught in Islam that that we cannot change the person's intention or belief. Only Allah will do that. Certainly we can show them, present to them what Islam is about, and we do that by words, we do that by actions. And so I live I believe a fairly good life as a Muslim, observing the constraints, or observing the pillars of Islam. And so they're certainly aware of what's required, but none of them have expressed interest to go to Islam. I haven't had that reaction. The people around me have basically said, well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. You know, I could have been taking up the Zen religion. I could have been taking up Buddhism or whatever. As far as they were concerned, it was just something that I was doing, and that you know, you're Muslim today, perhaps next year you might be something else. So it wasn't ever decided or perceived as being a threat, because they thought, well, it's just something you're going through, and we expect you to be something else in the future. Certainly in the Australian environment or context, there's various subjects you don't talk about, and one of those is religion. And be it Christianity or Islam or any form of religion, people's eyes tend to glaze over, and interest is lost in that subject. So the opportunity for discussion of religion with non-Muslims in this society tends to be fairly limited. So you're doing more harm than good to religion to continually present it to people. The best way to present it to people is not in a verbal sense, but by demonstrating actions, and you know, observing the pillars of Islam is a good way to show people that there's some integrity in the religion, that there is integrity in the religion. There's certainly a feeling that you no longer observe the norms of their way of living. Alcohol is a big part in the Australian psychic, and to not drink is viewed with, in the first instance, viewed with a bit of suspiciousness by other people. But alhamdulillah, Allah works in His own ways, and I found what happens is that your friends change. I don't mean the actual friends that you have changed, but you have a new sphere of friends. You develop relationships with new people, and that's happened. That's what happened in my case. Is that the friends I now started to establish a relationship with were Muslims. So the loss of the old friends wasn't really a problem, because I've now started to associate with Muslim friends, and so associating with the Muslim community and having Muslim friends starts to increase your faith as you go along. I think that's a difficult question to answer with a yes or no. I think the reasons people embrace Islam can be quite varied. Certainly the image that Islam has in the community is certainly a negative one, and based on the image alone, people would be frightened of it, and people are frightened of it. So that that keeps people away. People would embrace Islam, or embrace Islam because they're searching for the truth, and they're prepared to look beyond the images created by the media, and unfortunately created by some Muslims themselves. But people who are looking for truth will look behind those facades and identify what the reality is. After the recent incidences that occurred in America, I didn't have any exposure to any hostility. I felt concerned for my wife and my family. I have daughters, and they all wear the hijabs, and obviously my wife wears the hijab, so they're visibly exposed to the broader community. So